Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Steve Plays. Today we're going to be looking at Borderlands the Pre-sequel. Now what you may be thinking, hey Steven, that looks a lot like Borderlands 2. Well, that's because you're right, it is a lot like Borderlands 2. It actually is pretty much Borderlands 2 with space and moon gravity. Not gravity. Moon gravitylessness? No gravity. But and of course, with being in space, there's no oxygen either, which is an interesting mechanic, I guess. But it does seem like it's kind of an annoyance more than is anything to me. So I usually prefer to play as Claptrap because he's a robot, therefore doesn't need to breathe, and he makes fun of that himself in the game. And he still has the oxygen meter like everybody else, but that's just so he can use the double jump and the butt slam and stuff like that, the boost, the stuff that requires the oxygen. So it's if you want to play Borderlands but don't have to worry about the oxygen, just play as Claptrap. It takes that whole part away. But everything else is mega similar. Uh, this one's by 2K Australia, not by Gearbox. So as far as this being the second game that I know of that Gearbox has passed on to somebody else, this is the best one. We won't talk about the other one, but so they've done the 2K Australia did a really good job with it. It's still Borderlands 2, it's just with new characters and stuff. The other characters are fun to play as. Some of them are still similar to the past characters, but different in their own unique snowflake special way. But except for Claptrap, who is all the characters mashed into one awesome robot of doom. The story is it's Borderlands again. Nothing, you can't expect much from it. It's more about the funny than the story wise, but it still gets you at some points. The writing, as far as the jokes goes, is not as good as Borderlands 2. That's not a terrible thing. It's just some of the jokes are either just hit or super big miss. Um, there's not a lot of variety in the quests still. 3 games in, still a lot of fetch quests, time delivery quests. Not enough of those little quirky quests like, hey, go tell that guy he's a dick, or shoot me in the face. I mean, and of course I don't want a whole game full of those quests, but a nice variety than just a normal fetch quest would be fantastic. Guns still fire the same, act the same. There's a new type of gun. It's basically the E-Tech weapons, but now it's way better than the E-Tech weapons. These laser guns, they're probably my favorite guns in the whole game because it's one set of guns, but it could be like a machine gun or a shotgun, a sniper rifle, a big continuous laser beam of doom. Um, and so there's a new type of weapon. It's fun to use. Nice little change. The butt slam's really cool to use. Um, the double jump with the spacesuit is interesting. Makes traversing around the level a lot faster if you don't have a car. But when you're a regular person, breathing eats up the oxygen meter faster. So again, play as Claptrap. He doesn't eat up the oxygen meter by breathing. He just uses a double jump, and there's little cracks everywhere for oxygen though, so it's not like it's a big deal. And enemies drop. Just about every enemy drops at least a tank of oxygen, if not more. Co-op's still a blast. With the game, that's basically how the game's meant to play, is with people, and I highly recommend 4 Claptraps because of the action skill stacking. I feel like this is a Steven plays play as Claptrap. Everybody, please. I feel like how this episode's gonna how it is. It's not how it's gonna be. It definitely is how it is. But seriously, only character you really need to play unless you just want to play as somebody else. Just because the oxygen does get in the way. It's a minor annoyance. You can't stand around and look around for things because you got to constantly pay attention to your oxygen meter. But with all that said, if you like Borderlands, you're gonna love this game. If you don't like Borderlands, you're still not gonna like Borderlands. This is not a game that's gonna convince you otherwise. This is just more Borderlands. I love Borderlands, so it's perfectly okay with me. If you love Borderlands, pick it up. It's a great game. Still the same, even though it's not made by the same people. Just the writing's not as good. Alright, well, that was my look at Borderlands the Pre-sequel. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Alright, bye!